Well, I know this video is not going to be for everybody, but for us who live up in the winter areas, I live in Wisconsin, uh, this is probably a pretty important video. It has to do with winterizing your RV before the really cold weather sets in. So there are a couple things that you need to do ahead of time. Of course, you need to make sure your black water and gray water tanks are empty. I mean, empty. And then you need to close the valves back up. And then you need to go to the outside of your RV or your camper, whichever you have, and you need to find where your hot water heater tank is, hot water is. Because behind this is a tank which holds your hot water as it gets hot. So you can see down here, I have taken a plug out which allows all of the water in the hot water tank to drain out. And this is very important because you don't want to leave that water in there because it will freeze and you'll be replacing the tank in the springtime. So you need to do that. One of the things that you need to do. Now, I know there are a couple different ways, or several different ways, for you to winterize your camper. This is the way I do it because it's very simple and it's very quick and easy. So here, where you put in the fresh water into my RV, you take that door open, and behind there you'll have a place where you can add fresh water into a holding tank. I take and I empty that holding tank so there is nothing in it, and then I empty 3 1-gallon jugs into that holding tank, which is what I'm going to use to flush the system with. So then after I add these 3 1-gallon jugs in there, I then am going to go into the inside of the camper and get everything ready and winterize it. Now, if you've got a washing machine or a dishwasher or something like that, you need to be able to remember any place that water goes to could freeze in the wintertime. So you need to be able to adjust it accordingly. So now, once you drain the hot water heater out, you need to be able to go inside and find out where the valves are to shut off your hot water. Mine happened to be right here. So, and you can see there are a couple valves, and what you need is the valves that will shut off the flow to your hot water heater, but not necessarily shut off the flow to your camper. Now, I'm going to go and turn the power onto the camper because I have it off right now. So I'm going to turn the main back on. Give me a second. Okay, so now I have the main back on. So what you need to remember, this is why I do it this way, and there are lots of different ways to do it, but this is the way I do it because it's pretty easy. So I'm going to go and turn on my 12-volt pump, my 12-volt water pump, which is right here, and I'm going to turn it on. And as you can see, I've already done this. So my 12-volt pump will put, because it will pressurize, it will run antifreeze through the lines until it comes out here. Now remember, in your shower, you've got this shower hose. It could have water in it. So when you turn on and off your water, make sure you run it through that shower so that shower is also protected. If it has antifreeze in it, and then once it has antifreeze in it, it's pretty much protected. Also, too, the reason why you want to close your drains on the outside is because you're going to drain water down into the sink and bathtub and everything, and what it's going to do is it's going to add antifreeze into the S pipe, the pipe that allows, it's probably going to be pretty dark, yeah, it's probably pretty dark, but it allows water to maintain itself in the water trap, so that way you don't get any gases back up. Now, this is the simplest way that I have done it, only because this way it runs antifreeze through your water pump, through your sink, through your traps, through your water traps, runs it through your faucets, runs it through everything except the hot water heater tank, which you have shut off. So you need to do these things so that you can make sure that all of your stuff is protected for the winter. Don't let it freeze. Don't be surprised next spring when you go out to your camper and you turn on the water and you go, oh my gosh, look at that leak. Because believe me, you could have a leak and you won't be very happy. So I know this video isn't for everybody, because some of you don't live in a climate that freezes, and I understand that. But for us that do, hey, this is what you need to be thinking about now. Don't wait until November gets here and go, oh my gosh, I got to winterize my camper already. I want to say I winterized this camper in probably taking the plug out of the hot water heater, pouring in the antifreeze, doing all the stuff. I want to say 4 or 5 minutes. It's something that you can do, and I mean, you can take it to the RV place and pay $60 or $65 or whatever dollars to have them winterize it, but it's an easy job that you can do by yourself. Anyway, I hope you have good luck, and hey, if you think about it, subscribe, and if you've got a question or a better idea, put it in the comments. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming to New to Me RV. See ya.